Hello, this is BBC News and these are the latest headlines in the UK and around the world. The UK's biggest rail strike in 3 decades is underway, the first of 3 affecting England, Scotland and Wales. Fewer than 20% of trains are expected to run today. With last-ditch negotiations failing, Boris Johnson accuses the unions of harming the very people they claim to be helping. The unions say the government blocked negotiations.
We need to get ready to stay the course. Because these reforms, these improvements in the way we run our railways are in the interest of the travelling public.
The government could have made a move to settle this dispute, and instead they're escalating it. The lies that they're telling about railway workers and the railway industry are outrageous.
London Euston Station is eerily quiet this morning. Some passengers are hoping to make a journey, but there is widespread disruption across the rail network.
How is the strike affecting you? Are you working from home or did you have a tricky journey to work? And do you support the strikes or not? We'd like to hear your thoughts today. Do get in touch with me on Twitter at Annita BBC and use the hashtag #BBCYourQuestions. In our other main news, a senior Ukrainian official says Russian forces have almost captured the strategic city of Severodonetsk, with Ukrainian forces holding on to just one factory. A Russian Nobel Peace Laureate auctions his medal for more than $100 million to raise funds for children displaced by the war in Ukraine. A former senior UN official calls for an independent panel to investigate allegations of sexual abuse and corruption in the organization.
He attacks me in the elevator. He comes at me all of a sudden. I pleaded with him to stop, let me go, but he was being very insistent and he was pulling my arm.
And to mark his 40th birthday, new photos are released of Prince William selling the big issue. We look back at his 4 decades in the spotlight. Hello and welcome if you're watching here in the UK or around the world. The biggest rail strike in the UK for 30 years is underway, with an almost total shutdown of the network in England, Scotland and Wales. Members of the Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers Union are staging the first of this week's 3 24-hour walkouts due to an ongoing dispute over pay, pensions and working conditions. The strike action today will continue on Thursday and Saturday, and passengers are being advised not to travel. Most major lines will be impacted by the strikes and many areas will be left with no services. While operators hope to work to a special timetable, disruption is also expected on non-strike days as well. In a cabinet meeting, the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson called the union action wrong and warned commuters will face unnecessary aggravation caused by the rail strikes. In a moment, we'll be live in London, but first with the latest. Here's Vincent McVeigh.